So Drood had 3 weeks of rehearsal at the Delacorte Theater in Central Park because that was the time allotted for shows in the Shakespeare Festival. And for all means and purposes, that made Rupert Shakespeare, which was annoying to Joe Papp because it meant for the first time in his life, Joey Papp had to send a paycheck to a living playwright. Now, after the first preview of the show at the Delacorte Theater in Central Park, the audience went mad for Drood. And there was one point where Rupert and Joe were sitting alone at the Delacorte Theater, and Joe turned to Rupert and said, "Well, it works." And Rupert said, "You went this far along with it and you weren't sure it was gonna work?" But anyway, now in musical theater, there are a few folks who with one word could make your show not work. They go by the names of David Merrick, Cameron McIntosh, and when it came to reviewers, that person was Frank Rich. At the Delacorte Theater, he gave it a mixed review, and Rupert could feel that Joe wanted to abandon the show, because that's what Joe did. The minute you weren't, or rather the second you weren't the darling of the critics, Joe wouldn't use you. So how did Rupert react? And I love this story. Rupert typed the review up and took out every negative thing Frank had said. And this was not cynical, not at all. Of course, once he was done, Rupert called Joe and said, "Joe, do you want to hear Frank Rich's review?" And of course, Joe had already heard it, but Rupert insisted that he read it again. So Rupert read it for Joe with only the good things, as if it were one review. By the way, everyone, I'd like to go ahead and thank our production supervisor for this entire show, Sarah Krempasky. So Rupert read it for Joe with only the good things, as if it were one review. And after Rupert finished reading it, Joe asked for a copy to be faxed to him. He called Rupert the next day and said, "We're going to Broadway."
I was once your nan, then I met a man, tall and all with golden hair. He's where my end began. I let him have his way with me. He knew his way so well. Led me down the garden path to hell. Marriage in me head. What I got instead was a bed in Camden Town. And then to me he said, should our sins around a friend be nice to him this swell? Stroll him down your garden path to hell. Make your bed of roses and sleep in it. Cuddle deep in it and pray you'll never wake. Soon the deadly poppies come cropping up, fairly popping from the seeds of one mistake. On me back all day, earning Satan's pay. Took to drink so's not to think of who come next to play. I gave my gent my every cent, and he gave me farewell, leaving me to weed the path to hell. Life's a maze of hedges that prickle you as they tickle you. They tear you all about. Strolling through the mazes, amusing too, but confusing when you can't find your way out. I lost me looks, Bobbin, couldn't draw them in, so I learned a trade and earned my keep with drugs, and then found myself a wicked shelf where opium ourselves. Here's a pipe for you, sir. Price is 5 and 2, sir. Can't you see the garden? It's such a lovely garden. I'll take you there, I know the path so